All right, we're back and we're busy. We are going, actually, we've done a few things already today. Didn't really want to bore you too much with recording a bunch of the same stuff already recorded. We got the quick disconnects that we got from the junkyard put on to the harness, so it is no longer spade connectors. Like I said, I would switch out. I actually did on both sides. They got the same connectors. I think they were both off of like a Kia or something like that. Just two wire connectors. Cut them off. Got them connected to that and there. So both of them have a easier disconnect spot than spade connectors, and they're all waterproof and whatnot. You see the other one's just chilling down here for the moment. But yeah, other than that, we got the lights moved in the front and the rear. We went ahead and actually, might be a little weird, not ideal, but we zip tied the lights to the spring. Springs really shouldn't compress, so I'm hoping that will be all right. If we have an issue, then we will figure it out from there. But we moved the fronts also to a different location. Turn the flash on, maybe you can see a little better. We moved the fronts to right there, to a different hole, and ran the wire out the back. So you can definitely see those a lot better. The rear should be mounted way better now and not actually go anywhere. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this thing on the ground. Probably keep the bumper off for now because it is easier to jack up off the crash bar than the pinch welds, because the skirts are so damn low now. So we're gonna get this thing on the ground. I'll definitely take some little clips. We might toss the bumper on just to see it outside. They do look like him. So Danny is here today. You might have seen him in the background working on his Miata kit. I don't know if I've actually talked about this on the channel. I'm sure you've seen it in the background of clips and whatnot, but this is a Black Flags fiberglass kit from the UK. This was actually on, it was Danger Dan's from Hoonigan's Miata. So if you've ever seen kind of like the NB, I think it was an NB2, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you've ever seen the NB2, it's turboed, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's all turboed. That was built a few years ago.
First ISR turbo kits.
Oh yeah. That's actually kind of sick. This is that kit, which is kind of cool. So it kind of has a cool little backstory to this thing. He picked it up off a trade from him, like straight trade, right to him for like a stock Miata kit. And we're fixing it up because clearly it was on a drift car. It's beat, but savable. So Danny actually went ahead and started filling the back of this kit with fiberglass. He got it all sanded down. All of like the hard edges are all sanded away. And started filling it with, of course, more fiberglass and resin. He started filling it with all the resin and whatnot to, of course, get rid of the cracks. It's all gonna get filled and look 100%. Like I talked about before, he has the rest of the kit over here. The front bumper, which I don't think he started yet. I think he sanded it a little bit, but hasn't started filling. The the side skirts, he has started filling though. As you can see, getting the cracks to no longer be completely disconnected anymore. The whole corner was gone. So filling that back in. You see how this goes. I mean, this is his first time ever doing fiberglass. I'm sure if I ever have a point of not working on my car, I'm gonna help him. It'll be my first ever time doing fiberglass, so we'll see how it goes. I'm sure, I mean, it really doesn't seem that hard, to be completely honest, so I'm sure it'll be completely fine. It's just like anything else, paper mache and bodywork. So this should be pretty cool. But the whole kit is fiberglass. His car is kind of like a drift car, so it'll be interesting how long it survives. But it's cool. It sits low. It's kind of like a one-of-one kit in America, so I just told him to stick with it, and I think we're gonna rock the whole thing, and it'll be really cool. So stay around to see how this thing turns out, because this is gonna have a lot of stuff going on to get it back to 100% and mount it back on the car. And I think we have some cool ideas, so I think you guys might pick up some other ideas if you ever get a fiberglass kit, and try to make it safer for mounting and whatnot. So yeah.
Was talking about changing pampers. Now it's just me. Overloaded clothes in the hamper. The house a mess, a disaster. I'm eating shrooms trying to manage. I bought a hit cocaine today, and I'ma be in here with you. With you. With you. With you. Yeah, I got a little cutie, she got a little booty, her name in my phone is a snake. Yeah, she told me she popped her a perk, now I'm finna go poke this little bitch from the back. Now we turn up at the mouth like it's magic. And for all you pussies that's been looking for me, I'm in the motherfucking spot.
I never say my grades right before I want done. Say my name in vain right before I toss it. I've been gone, guys, feed a molly, get a jar cleansed. Broad down, kid, put that wood in a splintering. Send me super high from the top rope, glimmering. Listen to the 7XD like this. No P, got me whimpering. Fuck it, I'm a kid, it's 504 when this bitch get lit. Tag toe, 3 O's, and I'm motherfucking systems. You know how it goes by the lane, no grace.
Greasing, all I want is just some peace, but conflict follows where I go upon these walls. I scratch the surface through the Yoda, use a way that made me colder. How you live is what you want, the judgment's quick, so choose your part. Just be yourself, don't follow bark. Success is easy if you're smart. Isolation is the key, all that I need. The drain and tears up your business down for me with 6 that runs the sorrow. I'm never second guessing shit, bitch, it's the way of the trio.
New Orleans. 2 News' Kelly King has been following the story as developments of what we are learning about a motive. Kelly?
The intended target. Police say 2 suspects stood over that man.
It needs a fitment dialed, of course. We ain't done yet. We ain't done yet. This thing looks sick. And we're gonna pull it out. This thing's close to being outside.
I don't think I would like the gray when you first got this, but now.
Amy walked over it again. As you can see, we got the Z outside. And it looks sick as hell. First kind of like reveal, full picture of the kit, fully completed. Well, completed. Those are hanging off, but you know what I mean. With the wheels back on and at a sort of height and whatnot it's gonna be at. Still needs to be adjusted. It's not set exactly where it's gonna sit, but it's somewhat close. It looks sick. This thing is turning out so well. Of course, both spats are popping off. This one's staying on a little tiny bit better, but we'll do some custom mounting whatnot on that. Camber is pretty well matched. I'm gonna, since it's on the ground now, I'm gonna go ahead and remeasure everything again, and after scooting it back and forth and maybe taking, I don't know, we'll see, quick clip or whatever, but this thing is looking sick. We are gonna pull the Miata out so we can clean the garage and kind of see them both side by side, I guess.
I don't think I would like the gray when you first got this, but
We got the Miata back on the other side of the garage so I can have my working space for the Z-back. Everything's swept up clean, even though it might not look it because the concrete is pretty cooked already, but you know, not too bad. Z is still chilling outside. It's been letting it chill for a while. Looking at it and whatnot. We're gonna get it moved back inside. All right, so we got the Z officially back inside. The spats are now pulled off, as you may have noticed. We are going to be trying to mount these spats once and for all. Like I was talking about before, I have kind of a good idea on exactly what I want to do here. And that would be this. I would like to run a couple of bolts bonded to the inside of the spat, just so I can bolt it through the bumper. Just drill a little hole wherever it lines up with and bolt it right through. The way I'm gonna do this is just super glued in place at the moment, still drying, but I want to put a bolt here and then panel bond with a bigger washer, and then more panel bond around the washer. Just really hold it in place. I'm gonna do 2 bolts, probably one here, and then the rest of 3M tape, and of course the 2 bolts up front still. So there'll be 4 bolts, 3M tape, hopefully holding this in place, and it won't go anywhere. This one, I already have the spots sanded down where I want the panel bond to go. I just have to find some washers to make it work. I think this should work. Just gotta hope the panel bond holds up enough to the back of the skirt, and we'll try to, figure out the best way to do that. I think that the panel bond in this scenario, with them being plastic, is our best case scenario on a chemical to use here. So we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna have to wait for our dude Sheldon to roll back up because he's got all the panel bond and the gun for it. All right, so I probably should have recorded me doing all this, but I kind of got sidetracked and just went ahead and knocked it out. We got the bolts all panel bonded to the inside. We used a lot of panel bond, as you can see. I don't want these things going anywhere. Probably gonna take a while to cure, but I'd rather them take a while to cure and harden than go anywhere. So we used a decent amount. These things are stuck there, hopefully forever, and we shouldn't have any issues with this popping off. So we're gonna let those dry for probably a couple days, honestly, before we even try to mount them at all. We're still gonna have to drill holes in the bumper, of course, to put those on, and we are still gonna run our electrical tape across, our 3M tape across the top to hold that edge as tight as we can with the bolts, and of course our front 2 on both sides. What are you doing, Shell Diesel?
Getting this rear lip ready for extensions. So we gotta extend this side by about that much, and then we're panel bonding it to it. We're gonna cut out a section here so you won't see it at the top.
He's about ready to stick that stuff on. We of course cut one for both sides. Well, they did. I didn't do anything on this one. We went out there and marked it so we know exactly where. Of course, like we showed, we're gonna leave a good amount on the back to actually panel bond too. And this is just so, and of course, it's a Camry rear lip, so it's not quite long enough for the Monte Carlo, but it is extremely close. So that's why we marked this out, and we're extending it. This is from another rear lip, the exact same thing as this. So we're just gonna extend it right out. Simple as that.
To do it.
I say simple, exactly. Ain't nothing to it. Do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Spot putty. So now that's basically on its way just to be sanded down to a nice enough grit to primer. And then the other one is in its second or third layer of the bond. So it's 1 or 2 more. And then that will be ready to be primer as well.
We are moving along. It'll take, we're gonna figure out a front lip. Probably something a little more actually made for the Monte Carlo for now.
There is one for the Monte Carlo. It's just $300, and I've been making kind of a body kit, so I just said fuck it for now.
And it actually looks good.
Yeah,
It looks good. So we're gonna rock the custom kit on the rears.
The skirts really well.
Exactly. So we're gonna rock all this stuff and then not have to worry about that later. Shell Diesel had a slight change of plans. We are now moving to the mount flush method because he was kind of afraid that it would just have too much of a body dip. So we're gonna he cut it flush, and we are going to mount it directly across a plastic welding the 2 of them together on the back side. But then we're gonna take the scrap piece and go something like this on the inside. Let me just rotate so it's not upside down. Press this in the corner with what do we call it? Panel bond, and then clamp it in there and panel bond it so it's super strong on the back side, and we'll just have to worry about the front side and up top, and that shouldn't be a big deal at all. So he went ahead and is trimming it down, getting it up to fit, hoping that that's the right length, and I'll kind of pick up when we start to do the plastic welding and whatnot. I think it works pretty well. Flash probably helps a little bit. I think you have it upside down.
Oh shit.
I was thinking that.
So we're gonna use this. This is a very good shape. This came off of a very, very low mileage car. It's a very good condition. So we're gonna clean the whole thing. And I think it's good food.
I just said that. I don't give a fuck. I was just trying to make sure it doesn't go into a big glob of it. I don't care if it has some on the front of it. I can definitely get it off if it's only a little bit. These clamps aren't that heavy duty.
Stay on.
I think it was $14 for all those clamps.
So usually the exhaust side wears out faster because that's where the heat goes through. So think about the guy that's like the sleeve and the piston. And the piston is the valve. So a looser. So you see, there's also those two different ones. So I don't know how many.
Yeah, that one goes nice force. That's why I like that one. Something to sand with.
It smells like oil. I love it. Trans fluid. It's gonna smell like gas. I love the clots of these. Reminds me of the Integra style.
So much cleaner.
Oh yeah, tricks up there. Cigarette lighter combo. This is neat.
Good schmear.
Good coverage. All of the panel body. This mug ain't going nowhere. That's for damn sure.
100 horsepower. Is this yours? Oh yeah. Go around me. I'm flooring it. Oh what?
So retarded. Little update. Phone's been charging all day. It is the next day. The skirt is officially all stuck together and unclamped. He went ahead and threw some filler into it, letting it all dry and set up to get rid of that big gap that was in the middle of them. He went ahead and plastic filled in between both of them with some zip ties, just melted them together. So it shouldn't really ever go anywhere or have any issues. We test fit it earlier and it fits sick. We will show you another test fit on video, probably the next time you see the lip. Just because it's already drying and whatnot. You don't really kind of want to get all this stuff on the inside all over the back of the bumper. Not that it'll matter, and you'll see why. But other than that, he kind of jumped right ahead to filling the rest of his skirts. I think you saw an update on these. This one is nearing completion. Of course, the little orange type of filler you see is spot putty. What that is just for filling small pinholes, small scratches and stuff like that. So he went around and just spot puttied a few spots to sand it down and get it perfect for the primer and whatnot when he puts that on. He went ahead and picked up high build primer to fill in any sort of imperfections that are left over from the scratches or sanding and anything like that. So he'll be completely fine on that. That one's looking fantastic. He is moving on to the other one. Looks like he is finally getting on to sanding this one kind of down to a more finished state. Bunch of the fillers already been added, not quite to the spot putty yet area. kind of, it's getting there. It's getting pretty close.
The short strand fiberglass for here to make the gap the same as that. And then we will move on to regular Bondo and then the spot putty, of course.
Okay. So this one's looking good.
Still a lot of work for this one.
Yep.
Next weekend, this one should be about where that is, hopefully.
I mean, that one should be in primer for sure next weekend.
Well, sorry, about where that one is now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we should be good there. Z's up in there. We are working on a couple things, actually. I wanted to make a type of fender liner because I don't have the fender liner in here for anymore. And I might kind of just try to look for something that I can use in there, but I got some plastic if I can't make that work. But I'm gonna throw something in here for the lights, the wiring, and then the DRLs, of course. Just a panel in there to block it all off. Doesn't need to be anything crazy. This side still has the stock one. It's just super trim. But, of course, there's not nearly as much stuff sticking down there, but it's all blocked. So that's completely fine. But we took a pause on that because I picked up something off of Amazon. Good old Jeff Bezos sent it right to me in a couple of days. I kind of wanted to do something a little different. As you may know, I have P2M or checkered floor mats in this thing, which look fantastic, and I really liked them. I was going to get the matching trunk mat that they have, and then I saw the price of like I think it was like $100 plus shipping and whatnot. I was like, yeah, I want to think of something different. So I wanted to do, something that, I'm sure plenty of people have done it for sure, but not the same as just the basic mats. So we hopped on good old Amazon, trying to stir up some ideas with fabric and whatnot, and I came across something, pretty classic if you think about it, pretty lowrider. A lot of people have done it, but it's for some people, not for some other people, and I've never done it before, so I said, screw it. On the trunk mat, it's nothing crazy. We're gonna put a sub and maybe some other stuff in there, and we're gonna try to make it our own a little bit. So we picked up black fur. I know, pretty different for like today and age, besides kind of like the stance car scene or like lowrider scene, kind of that kind of deal, kind of the more showy stuff. But I wanted to do something, that isn't just normally sold. So we went ahead and already traced out the trunk mat, which you saw him. He's using it as a blanket right now. We traced out the trunk mat on the carpet, which you guys can actually see better than I can, which is kind of crazy. And started cutting. It's kind of a pain to cut. We're using a razor, and we were using a little board to cut on. But just going around, cutting it out. We are going to stick it to that carpet, since that carpet's already toasted. I already went around and deballed it, but it's kind of toasted. So we're gonna go ahead and glue it to that. Kind of give it more rigidity.
Whenever we go, not next weekend, but the weekend after that, we're gonna do lunch and then go talk. All new lifters and everything, and the supercharger put in. Because when he originally put the supercharger in, he had to run the smaller pulley, or it would be a bigger pulley.
Yeah.
And he could only make like 650 from two. Have to get a bigger fuel pump. Because he got one, but he only got like I don't even fucking know what it would be at this point. Not a big enough one, yeah. It's fine. The fireworks go for about 45 minutes. Like last time we went, no. One of the years, I think it was 2 years ago, because we didn't stay until the very end, because that was one of the years we were like, it's been a fucking hour of fireworks early. I think 15 minutes after we left, the fireworks started falling over. Shoot.
I think they're trying to put the fucking grill in there. You're not clean, so the garage just smells like absolute fucking dog shit all the time. She just fill it with shit right now.
Move the fucking case over to the shelf over there.
Alright, so we got it all cut out. Looks really damn good. We're gonna spray the back of that and stick it to this thing. Let's get it. Got some 3M headliner adhesive. It should do just fine. It's just kind of like a fabric adhesive, so.
Spider-Man one. Yeah.
Fire that. Really nice line.
Yeah.
Put a lot.
We should have 2 cans, make it feel good.
You're feeling pretty empty.
No, not empty. It's just so it doesn't fucking dry.
Dry super fast. Just stays packaged for a while. I got my bottle on them. It works pretty damn good.
I love them.
You want to grab the corners of this and like kind of pull it so it doesn't get wrinkled when it's up there.
Yeah.
Grab that corner, doesn't it?
Hello, Siggy. Try to match these.
Where's that angle? Come this way a little bit. I can see right here. Yeah, do it like that.
If the fur is outside the mat, it's fine. We just don't want.
It'll hang down.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
Where's
a
the
furry
shop
now.
bag?
You're a furry now.
Yeah. Jack told me he was building the first suit.
That was the original use of that.
Shell diesel still bondoing up and sanding away. He's about to go on Danny's bike's a little test drive. Danny pulled up to lay some more fiberglass. He laid all that already. Just a few more layers on the kit. Here is the mat though. All glued up as you guys just saw. Out here drying, chilling on the Monty. Looking sick. This actually was super simple to do, of course. I mean, you guys saw it. Just trace it, cut it, spray it, stick it, and you get fur. So we have some more ideas. You kind of see the whole trunk will tie in. I'm not going to do the plastics clearly, but you'll see it'll look really cool. So old shell diesel. We got the fur in. The light's just kind of chilling in there at the moment. So the fur's in the trunk. This looks super sick. Turned out really, really well. Exactly how I wanted. We need to kind of fix the plastics and stuff in the rear. Like I said, I have some ideas. So just let me work. And look at the fur, shell diesel. What do we think about the fur?
Hell yeah.
That's pretty fire. Fire! Turned out pretty good.
My hands are dirty as hell. Mix it the fur up. My hands are dirty as hell, or I would. You gotta mix it up. You gotta make it.
Yeah, you gotta make like the.
There you go.
Get it all.
Now the fur, yeah.
Yeah, get it all
Now
scrunchy
it
and
looks
shit.
fire.
Oh yeah. Like I said,
Cut that out. Leave that out. Well, they'll know when we know.
We got ideas.
It's fire.
That's sick.
This is W mod.
W mod. W easy mod.
Then you can't even see
W easy mod.
the edges of it. I mean,
No, that's kind of why I wanted to go slightly bigger, just so it absolutely filled everything. But I mean,
Yeah.
it filled literally everything. So it's
She filled.
perfect. She.
yeah, the only more you can do to this.
Wake up, Sleepy Joe.
All right, so we are moving on to making a fender liner piece, how I mentioned before, to block all this new wiring and headlight wiring. I didn't even really trim a piece. I had this piece of cardboard and I shoved it in there and it fit surprisingly well. So I just put it right on top of the plastic and cut it. I've already kind of heated a bunch of stuff and started kind of, cutting it and trimming it and get it to fit. We're pretty close. Honestly, this really isn't that bad, and I've kind of just been hammering it out. I'll try to record a little bit of some plastic bending and what's not to action. And you kind of can see how I'm doing this, but this is 1/8 inch ABS plastic. This is kind of thick. I would recommend going 1/16 if you're wanting to do this, but I went 1/8. Haven't, used this stuff before on trying to make something like this, but yeah, 1/8 is definitely thick.
Cardboard. Well, yeah, fiberglass and cardboard. It would be hard to beat that.
You have to add so much filler.
It'd be so light.
All right, so after many heats, many bends, this is in place pretty well. It is tucked way in past the bumper line. It is all the way up against the headlight, up against that and there. Of course, someone would, sand all these down, round the edges a little more so they're not so sharp and whatnot. We're gonna use some factory mounting locations. It's a little shifted to the right because I just have it clamped right now. But we're gonna try to use some factory mounting locations, use some other means of figuring out how to do this. But this is looking fantastic.
The diagram.
Alrighty, so we're ending off the day with this basically in the same spot that you saw it last time. All of them started to get out of here. Sheldon actually took his kit back to his house and he's going to work on it back at his place over the weekend. I might ask him to record a couple clips if he can. If not, sorry, I can't do much. He said he wants to have the skirts and primer by next weekend. I told him, let's get the whole dang kit and primer by next weekend, or at least next weekend. So he's going to work over the weekend on that, or over the week on that once he's home from work and whatnot. And we got a pretty decent amount of stuff accomplished. We got the lights moved around, front's looking good, rears need relocated once again. They are not in the best location. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We'll move them. We got the fender liner basically made. There's definitely still some finishing up. It looks kind of crude in some spots, but this one's so tucked up in there and it's just out of the way enough. I wanted to get this as tight to like the headlight and whatnot that I possibly could, tucked out of the way. I just wanted protection for all the wiring and stuff. So that's kind of why it looks like this. You're never gonna see it. It's gonna be tucked up in there pretty well. So you'll never see it, but got that finished. We got the, well, kind of finished in a good spot. We got the carpet made and installed in just a little bit of time. Didn't really take too long at all. And that turned out really, really sick. And you guys saw it just a little bit ago. So hyped on that. We got the car, of course, back on the ground. A little bit of height adjusted a while ago, didn't adjust any height, but car is officially sitting on the ground. Not anymore. Because of the fender liner, I'm just gonna throw that thing back in there and then it can go back on the ground for pretty much good-ish until we get some new things, but it's in a really good spot. Everybody got all their stuff worked on pretty good. Gavin figured out some issues with his car that we got to get fixed. Got the lip put on, as you guys may have seen. So yeah, I don't know what you're going to see next. It might be more. I kind of would like to record a little more. I think this video is not going to be too long. If it is enough, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what's up, how you feel. If you like the cars, if you like what we got going on, whatever it may be, some feedback's always cool. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, again, please leave a like, comment. Peace out.